But we begin this hour with the first voting in the 2024 presidential election. It kicks off tonight in the Iowa caucuses. Voters there are battling heavy snow and sub-zero temperatures in a political contest with huge implications for Republicans, even though one candidate is way out in front. The latest Des Moines Register poll shows former President Donald Trump with an overwhelming lead and Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis fighting for second place. A new CBS News poll has Trump with an even larger national lead with 69% of the projected GOP vote. But of course, it all starts in Iowa, so let's head there this morning, where we have our CBS News campaign reporters standing by with more on all this. Taurean Small, Navarro, and Olivia Rinaldi. Good morning to all of you. Taurean, want to start with you. Despite the brutal weather there, candidates spending the weekend hitting the campaign stops. Let's play some of that.
You're going to be first in the nation, so brave the weather and go out and save America.
Are you ready to brave the cold in the caucus? Can you handle the ice on the roads? Can you handle the wind chill?
This is truly cold, but we're going to keep on going anywhere and everywhere. We're going to go all the way until the last hour.
So, Taurean, talk to us about this last-minute poll for primary votes, and if the candidates are concerned about whether the weather is going to impact turnout tonight.
Yeah, Chanel, so we saw throughout the week that this weather has impacted quite a few of their campaign events, canceling most of their in-person town halls. Some candidates like Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis had to shift to teletown halls throughout the week as, you know, the roads were just unusable. But we also know that as they moved closer to the caucuses, that many of the campaigns were still adamant. Vivek Ramaswamy, for example, pushed forward through this blizzard and decided that he still was going to meet with voters because he is falling quite behind compared to his primary rivals in the polls. This is a last-ditch effort to drum up that much-needed support. As it relates to caucus night 2 tonight, we know that it's going to be a high of below zero. The campaigns are concerned, especially Ron DeSantis. He estimates that about 130 to 140,000 voters might come out to the caucuses. To put that into comparison, in 2016, there were about 180,000 voters to come out, a significant chunk of the voting base that could potentially impact his chances in Iowa.
Okay, very interesting. Olivia, you've been following the Trump campaign. We know he has a big lead in the polls there. He had some extreme words for voters at a campaign stop yesterday. Let's take a listen.
You can't sit home. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I got to make it. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it, remember? If you're sick, if you're just so sick you can't, darling, I don't think, get up.
So talk about his team's strategy heading into tonight.
Yeah, good morning, Chanel. As you saw, the former president there really talking about no matter what, even if you're sick, you need to come out to the polls tonight for him, to the precincts rather. You know, you mentioned the polls, and he has a commanding lead in them, almost 30 points by some averages. But he's telling supporters, treat it as if he is down by 1 percentage point, that he needs you to show up tonight. You know, I spoke with a senior campaign official last night who told me it's that complacency that they're really worried about, that some of his supporters might say, well, he's ahead so far in the polls and it's really freezing cold and I don't want to go outside. He's telling people, combat that complacency, show up for me tomorrow night. And that's really the message he's been driving home over these last few days, as you heard at that rally in Indianola. Now, they also think, though, that tonight is going to be a win for them. And they've told me that a win is a win, no matter how big, but they're trying to go for history tonight. There's a 12% margin point that would launch Trump into history of winning the Iowa caucuses here. That's what they're going for. That's their ultimate goal. So we'll see if they're able to accomplish that tonight.
Okay, and Aaron, you've been following the DeSantis campaign. I mean, this is someone who invested so much in this state. So what's at stake for him tonight?
A lot. In about 13 hours or so, we'll have answers to two important questions. The first, well, did this investment to grow DeSantis' support at a micro level from his PAC Never Back Down, which has spent millions organizing, knocking on doors, getting precinct captains ready, will that traditional style of growing grassroots support in Iowa that's worked for Obama and other candidates in the past, such as Ted Cruz, pay off? And the second question, how much life does DeSantis' campaign have after Iowa? This is someone that has said that he's going to play for all the delegates. His campaign is doing events tomorrow in South Carolina and New Hampshire, the next two early states. But if donors and supporters see an underperformance, even a third-place finish for Governor DeSantis, they will only raise more questions about the viability of his campaign, how long he should stay in this race, and how much he can fundraise to keep his campaign and prospects going.
Okay, lots to follow here. Taurean, Olivia, and Aaron, thanks so much. After a full year of campaigning and more than $90 million in ads just in Iowa, we will soon have the first actual votes of 2024. But how did all of that stack up for candidates? CBS News Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, breaks down where things stand in the polls right now.
With the voting in the primaries about to start, let me show you the big picture, where things stand nationally. And the start of that is all about Donald Trump. In our latest poll, he's got his highest level of national support yet. And why is that? Well, a big part of it is the strength that underpins his voting base. He's got more people who say they're strong supporters. He's got more people who say they're voting for him and they won't consider anybody else and they won't change their mind. So that's number one. The other part of this is that he's got folks across the spectrum within the Republican Party who are voting for him no matter what they want. If they want a candidate who's going to cut taxes, they're voting for Donald Trump. If they want a candidate who's going to challenge woke ideas, many of them voting for Donald Trump. So it's that spanning the party that really matters here, at least on a national level. We'll see what happens as the primaries unfold. But then there's this. Most Republicans think that Donald Trump is their best chance to beat Joe Biden. And let me point out Nikki Haley, because her numbers on that, while still well below Donald Trump's, have started to grow. And that segues into a look at the national presidential matchup for a potential general election. And let me show you this. In this poll, Nikki Haley leads Joe Biden right now by 8 points, and that's the largest lead over Biden of any of the top three Republican challengers. Now, they lead too. So I'll show you Ron DeSantis is leading Joe Biden right now, and Donald Trump, bring that one up, is also leading Joe Biden. Why is that? Well, in Haley's case, there's a couple of things going on. She does at least as well as Biden, or even higher on these key qualities that people are looking for in a president: showing empathy, being open to compromise, and a big edge on this one for people who look for a president who shows toughness. And then I want to show you this, because it's the way the economy still impacts all of this, and a big reason why the current president is trailing these Republicans. And that is that voters still tell us if Biden wins, that more of them feel like they'll be financially worse off versus better off. And if I compare that, say, the matchup to Donald Trump, he's got a net positive here in voters' minds that they'd be financially better off. And that really speaks to the dynamic of the economy and how it's been weighing on Biden's vote numbers and approval numbers for months now. Can that turn around? That's a big question as we head into 2024. And that's the latest from our big picture CBS News poll.